Welcome to the Boxing Talk Show.
Fair but firm.
With the Hall of Fame boxing referee.
I'm Joe Cortez.
And co-host John Zamel for all of Las Vegas.
Come on, guys. Let's touch them up. 3 fight. I'm Joe Cortez. Fair but firm. Welcome to the Fair but Firm show here with Joe Cortez and my co-host John Zimmel. John, we are in another week of boxing. Most of the fights are taking place abroad.
Yes, sir.
And I think that the fans are really looking forward to the up-and-coming fights in the very near future.
Oh, yeah. The 2018 is going to be closed out with a bang for sure.
Yeah, definitely. We have a couple of fighters that we want to mention on this show about especially fighters like Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury.
That's going to be such a good fight, man. They're promoting that so well. They've been promoting it for a solid month now. They've been on every ESPN show. They've been on every Good Morning Britain, Good Morning America. I don't know if they were actually on Good Morning America, but all kinds of good morning talk shows here and abroad. They've been everywhere. Tyson Fury was on Joe Rogan's podcast. That was a big one for him. I got a lot of friends that came up to me about that, asking me if I knew who he was, because of course I do. And, but it was so funny because they're reaching people now that you would have never thought. You know what I mean? You would have never known. That we're not even casual boxing fans before, but because their outreach, they've been so great at selling this fight. Plus 3 episodes of All Access 24/7 style on Showtime. It's just going to be, this is going to be a really big fight, man.
No, this is what the fans are looking forward to. They want to see something in the heavyweight division, and I can tell you that boxing has really been picking up. Showtime has done a lot. ESPN, who I work for, has done so much. It was a great deal that with ESPN, where top-ranked Bob Arum were able to sign a 7-year contract with us.
57 fights a year or something like that, right?
Yeah, it'd be like 200 some odd.
That's
like over 250 fights.
Not to mention they open their own side network, their own subscription-based service, ESPN, which one of those fights will be on that ESPN Plus.
Yeah, the ESPN Plus. Even tonight we have a fight from El Paso, Texas.
Yes, sir.
You have Miguel Burchard versus Mikey Roman for Burchard's super featherweight championship.
Yes, sir.
There's going to be a lot of good fun tonight, and of course, you fans out there want to watch ESPN Plus. You can order for $4.99 for the month. You get all sports on ESPN on there. So
there you go, company man.
Yeah,
let's do it. Hey, we can talk about that fight. Let's do it because it's going to be fun, man. You guys come straight out of El Paso. You got 2 guys both named Miguel. You got Mickey Roman is from Juarez, which is right over the river there. It's basically the same city, just 2 different countries.
I fought there one time.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
In Juarez?
Juarez, yeah.
Spooky.
I kicked some guys' butt so bad there.
Did you?
Yeah, they never wanted me to come back.
I don't blame you.
That's this New York guy.
They revoked your passport. They said no more coming back here beating up our guys.
Yeah. But that was back in the days that when I was young and in my prime.
This was last year.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a boxing match. You just beat up a guy in Juarez.
Hey, come on, I'm making my comeback now.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, man. He was probably talking, You never know. But it's going to be fun. Now, man, Mickey Roman is a funny story because this is a guy who was like a superstar prospect, came out 22-0. This was like about 100 years ago when he was younger. And then he lost, and then he lost again, and then he won a little and then lost a lot. And then, this guy's had 12 losses on his career, but he said about like 3-4 years ago, I'm going to quit right now as soon as I lose. I'll lose when I quit. And he won like 18 in a row.
Yeah, but
he's won like 23 of his last 24. The guy can't lose right now. Yeah. He's about, your age, but he still keeps going and fighting strong, and he's not the guy can't miss right now. He's and now he's fighting basically in his hometown, and it's just kind of a fun story. No one expects him to win tonight. He's fighting against the world's best super featherweight now that Lomachenko's left the division.
Yeah, but let me tell you one thing. See, this kid here, Roman, he fought one of the only fighter that beat Lomachenko is Orlando Salido.
Yeah, he just beat him.
And he beat him last year.
Yes,
and
sir.
You know what? And Roman, people thought he was out, but here he is fighting for the Burchard for the world championship.
The ultimate story of perseverance, man. That guy just keeps on. He's like a movie.
You got to follow.
Keeps his head down, keeps on trucking.
You follow your dream, but you got to make it happen. You just can't just keep following. He made it happen,
and he kept going, man. He constantly.
And the thing is, to reach the top of his career, the pinnacle of his career would be beating this guy Burchard tonight.
But honestly, just fighting Burchard is a really big deal. To go back from where he's coming from to fight on ESPN Plus in a major fight. Most of his fights over his entire career, he's like 60-12, have all been little fights in Mexico. He hasn't been under the bright lights. He hasn't been the big name. He's always been the opponent built to build other people's resumes. And now here he is, challenging for a world title against the #1 super featherweight in the world.
Yeah, well, they kept using him as a stepping stone, like you said. But
yes, exactly.
But now here he is.
Here he is. An opportunity to prove himself. And even getting here to this point is exciting. Getting here to this point is,
he's a veteran and he knows all the angles. He knows the game.
Yeah.
So I think that tonight will be a night for him to prove, like so many other people will say, well, I want to make it. You know what? He can make it. Man has to faith.
It's like if this was Rocky, it'd be like the 6th movie. You know what I mean? And he's still doing it. You're still rooting for him.
Well, the man's got it. I mean, you got to give him credit.
I do give him credit a ton of it.
I mean, I don't give him cash, but I'll give him credit.
Well, that makes more sense. Yeah. You don't want to give him cash. Hey, but Berchal's probably going to win because he's younger and he's more highly touted and a lot of credit to him. This is a guy who ever since Lomachenko left the division, he is the #1 super featherweight on the planet. He's a very good fighter, man. And
talking about Lomachenko, I saw him the other day at one of the fights here in Vegas, and I tell you, he looks so he's so charismatic,
isn't he? Though he's got that magic with him.
Yeah, everybody loves him, but then again, if he walks down the street on Las Vegas Boulevard,
no one will know who he was.
Nobody knows who the hell he is.
Nobody knows who
Then you get Mike Tyson, them guys walk down the boulevard, everybody, the whole block be behind him. I mean, there's something. It's a shame when he's #1 pound for pound, the best fighter, rated #1 in the world. But yeah, when he walks down the street, nobody knows who he is.
Well, it's one of his curse of the lighter weight classes. We know that. It's very hard for a lot of these smaller guys to get the kind of credit that a lot of bigger guys get. I mean, look at even Terrence Crawford. He's a welterweight, which is the biggest division in boxing. If he walked down the street in Las Vegas, you think most people would stop him and say, "Oh my God, you're Terrence Crawford"? No, and he's the other #1 pound for pound guy in the world right now. It's just it's kind of what it is. But all their resumes are being built right now, right? I mean, they're getting to that point. I think if everything goes right this time next year or 2 years from now, Lomachenko and Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia shouldn't be able to walk down the street without people, knowing who they are because they are a big deal.
Even John Zimmer or Charlie Carrillo, my 2 guys in here, they walk down the street now. People want to.
People bother me all the time walking down the street, man. Yeah. I'm very famous.
There you go, and Charlie Carrillo as well.
Yeah, we get mobbed.
Hey, talking about being mobbed, I saw Sean Porter the other day. One of the fights that the fans are like really behind him right now. He's so
he's a man right now.
He's so big in the welterweight division by winning the welterweight championship.
Pete Danny Garcia got that belt.
Yeah, he got the belt. He won. That's the second time he won the IBF welterweight championship about 3 years ago.
Or no, I don't think it's IBF, right? It's WBO.
Well, when he won the championship, he was IBF.
I think Spence has IBF, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking about 3 years ago.
Oh, yeah, second time winning the belt, though. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, when he won it, the first time was IBF against Kell Brook, and now he lost it to Kell Brook.
Yes, sir.
And I forgot who he beat for the title, but it was a great fight. He fought Andre Berto for the title fight. He fought Keith Thurman for Keith Thurman's championship. Yes. He lost a very close decision to Keith Thurman.
Some people believe he won that.
Yeah. But now there's talk. Now he's calling out Keith Thurman.
He's calling out Keith Thurman a lot. He's saying that the negotiations have already begun. He's going so far as to say, "Can you trust anything where the name Keith Thurman's involved anymore?" And I'm not being mean. I'm serious. Like, how much news have we heard about Keith Thurman over the last 3 years that turned out to be nothing, fairy dust? Do you trust any of these reports? Do you put any faith in them?
Well, let me tell you, Keith Thurman is a very well-known boxer in the welterweight division, considered one of the best in the world. However, he hasn't fought in 3 years. So right now, he's on the sidelines as far as I'm concerned. And when you bring a guy back who has all that ring rust, it's going to be difficult for him to come up and beat the best that's out there right now, even though he probably had better talent.
He was the best. He was the best welterweight fighter we'd seen since Floyd. I mean, for a while, he looked really good, and then disappeared. I mean, we have no idea. This is interesting to me because I'm asking you. You've been in the fight game for about 211 years, I think, is the exact. Yeah, something around there. I'm rounding down. And knowing that being the case, have you ever seen a fighter like this who's at the absolute top of his game? And I can only other person I can think of is Tyson Fury, and then kind of walks away. I mean, he didn't. I mean, he's still fighting, he's still training, but he had a 6-month injury that's taken 3 years. I mean, look at Tevin Farmer got shot in the hand, and 5 days later he's training with the other hand. I mean, this is what you do. Injuries happen in this sport, and he just seems to have. Do you think he lost the hunger? What do you think it was?
I don't know. Some fighters sometimes they lose focus. And anything in life, if you lose focus, you're not gonna make it. That's why you listeners and viewers out there, you can't give up on your dream. You got to stay focused on what you're doing because that's the only way you're gonna make it. I mean, later on the show, just before we wrap it up, I got two guests here on the show, Shayna and John, husband and wife. They are going to be on the show. Just talk to you briefly about following their dreams and making things happen. When they were down and under, they were just tapped out, both of them. I'm going to talk to you. They'll be talking to you shortly about their success in life. We're going to go into a brief commercial. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back again to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas. Actually, it's a Fair but Firm show. The Joe Cortez Show we do on Tuesdays on our Facebook. So don't forget
that promo.
We got all these shows at Joe Cortez
Show. You got
too
many shows.
And the Fair but Firm Show and the Mickey Mouse Show. We got them all.
You got them all, man. Yeah, exactly.
We have a lot of fun here with our show. But I'll tell you that, guys, that we're going to have, like I said before, John and Shayna talking to you a little bit before we wrap it up.
Yeah, and they're
John,
great, man. They personify a lot of what we were just talking about, whether it's when we were talking about Mickey Roman's ability to persevere and continue, or talking about, Keith Thurman and how that differs from other people who continue to fight, continue to, come back from any sort of adversity. And I think they're a perfect non-boxing example of that.
Exactly. I'm so proud of them. I met them yesterday for the first time, and we already accomplished a lot of things. Yeah, I was a keynote speaker this morning at the M Hotel, talking to the M Global group in reference to energy type of drinks that they have, products very good. And our dear friend Ryan Anderson, the CEO of the company, invited me to be the keynote speaker with about 1,100 fans this morning. We came straight from the M Hotel, straight to the studio here to meet my dear friend John Zimmer, my co-host.
I was ready.
And Charlie Carrillo, the engineer, was waiting for us. I hope he makes it from that there speech that he's making this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really a speaker, man, but I love to talk.
You do. You are a speaker. You're good at speaking. Also, shout out Johnny in the booth. We don't ever shout out Johnny in the booth
Johnny,
enough, but Johnny's on
Johnny, hey,
back there.
John.
I like to do that just to see if he's listening.
Yeah.
It makes it more fun.
Yeah, we have a good team of individuals always here to help us out and keep us on the right track, keep us in check.
Absolutely, man.
But talking about keeping in check, the other day I checked out Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
He was at Caesars.
You checked him out.
He was at the Caesars Hotel signing some autographs. I had a friend who came in from Florida. Said, Joe, I got to get an autograph with Mike Tyson if possible. I said, sure. We took him over. He bought this bell, the timekeeper bell. We had to sign. Mike Tyson signed it for him in gold ink. It was so beautiful.
That's really cool.
Talking about a bell like that, I have one signed by Muhammad Ali that I have for about the last 10 years, brand new in a package. I had it in my trophy case. And I'm not selling that bell for nothing. I call an auctioneer. He said, Joe, keep that bell. You'd be surprised what that bell can be worth years down the line, but it's worth a lot of money right now.
There you go.
Anything with Muhammad Ali is very special. And, Muhammad Ali was really one of the great ones.
Undeniably,
in boxing.
Man.
I can't say the greatest, even though he says he was the greatest, but to me the greatest was Sugar Ray Robinson, middleweight champion of the world. He was really the greatest. Everybody copied Sugar Ray Robinson. He was really the great one of all times. So you guys want to check out Sugar Ray Robinson. You got Sugar Ray Leonard. He was great.
He was also great.
But Sugar Ray Robinson was the master number one behind them all. Of course, Joe Louis, Jack Johnson, those guys were really...
Love those guys, man. You want to
Jack
really...
Dempsey, Marciano. We're talking about me.
Oh, those old school guys.
Yeah, old school guys.
Real old school, man. I love reading. There's a book I read called Unforgivable Blackness, The Rise and Fall of Jack Johnson. There's also a two-part documentary on PBS about it. And when you go into that guy's life and you really understand the way boxing was back then and what an impact he had just throughout the country. And that's a guy who I think people don't talk about enough. People don't recognize how big he was back in those days, man. He was unbelievable.
Yeah, he was committed for some kind of a crime back in 1930.
Oh my God!
He was the first black heavyweight champion in the history of boxing, and he was incarcerated for a year and 1 day. And he was
the Mann Act is what he violated, which was, if you go into it, it was a complete fallacy in every way. It was insane. But he just got pardoned. Actually, just got pardoned like a year ago, which was cool.
Yeah, it was probably so many presidents.
Good for his family.
They were looking for so many presidents to pardon him.
Yeah, his estate has been looking to do that for a long time.
And it finally happened. President Trump finally pardoned him in the Oval Office with Sylvester Stallone, who made it happen.
I think Deontay Wilder was there too.
Yeah, Deontay Wilder was there.
Yeah, that was cool.
And Lennox Lewis was there.
Yeah, they were
in the room. And Mauricio Suleiman, the son of Jose Suleiman, the president of WBC.
Yeah, the current president of WBC.
Yeah, exactly. And they made it happen thanks to Sylvester Stallone, my dear friend.
Yeah.
Who was able to talk to Donald Trump and make that happen.
Yeah, he'd been on that case for a long time, man. My favorite Jack Johnson story is when the Halley's Comet was flying over. He was in San Diego. He was already heavyweight champ at the time. And they came and told him, it only happens once every 50 years or something. And they said, hey, you got to come down. The Halley's Comet's going to come. And he said, there's a lot of comets. There's only one Jack Johnson. I'm good. And he just never even went down. He said, I'm good. I can see comets every day. I only get to see myself every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's so crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's the funniest story.
Yeah, I remember meeting Muhammad Ali on numerous occasions throughout my career in boxing as a referee. And I never got to referee Muhammad Ali. That was my only wish in life. If I had a bucket list, that's one of the things with referee Muhammad Ali.
Were you reffing during his prime?
I was refereeing, but I was just starting out.
Yeah.
And I was not ready to go to that level.
Of course. Yeah.
But I was able to meet him and raise his hand up in the ring while I was refereeing a fight when they introduced him to the crowd in Atlantic City.
Oh, that's
Matter of fact, it was the night that Tyson knocked out Larry Holmes. I was a referee.
Oh,
and
that's
Muhammad
right.
Ali when Muhammad Ali was called into the ring, and I raised his hand up. When he introduced him, I raised his hand up in the air. It was an honor for me to do that.
But actually, I think Ali had some stuff to say to Tyson, right?
Yeah, he went to Tyson's corner and told him something in his ear. And years later, I asked Tyson, "Hey, Mike, what did Muhammad Ali tell you in your ear that night when you fought Larry Holmes?" He says, "Kick his butt."
And people remember, Larry Holmes put down an old Muhammad Ali past his prime. Was actually vilified for it quite a bit because he apparently didn't want to take the fight because Ali was a hero of his and he didn't want to have to do what he knew he had to do, which was put him down. And, it actually hurt his reputation quite a bit. But Larry Holmes was one of those guys who was right between the primes of two all-time greats, two of the fan favorites, and, existed, fought them both, and, lost to one, beat the other. But, a really interesting, fun fighter who gets sandwiched too often between two guys who were larger than life.
Exactly. One day, years later, I saw Larry Holmes in Atlantic City at some event, and we were talking, and I said, "Man, you look good." He said, "Man, no, you look good." He said, "I remember you. I'm looking up at you when I was on the campus." I remember you better that way. I said, "You don't want to see me counting over you now." Yeah. He's such a character. He took it all in stride. He got knocked out, but you know what? He got knocked out by one of the best.
Oh yeah, there's no shame in getting knocked out by Mike Tyson.
Exactly.
As a
matter of fact, there's a clip on YouTube that says Mike Tyson knocks out Joe Cortez.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
And everybody's saying, "Joe, man, how you get knocked out with Mike Tyson? How did that happen? You didn't get hit when you were a fighter." I said, "I never fought the guy." There's a lot of Joe Cortezes out there. You go on YouTube, you see there's about 30 Joe Cortez. That guy happened to be a heavyweight. Yeah. Man, I never fought higher than 122 pounds when I was a fighter.
No way, yeah.
And as a matter of fact, when I retired from boxing, I don't think Mike Tyson was even born.
I don't think so either. I really don't think so.
So come on.
I was trying to figure out the timeline myself.
You see that big guy fighting, Joe Cortez, a heavyweight fighting Mike Tyson. Come on. That's not me, guys.
It's a different Joe.
Even though some of you fans are probably wish I got knocked out by Mike Tyson.
Hey, you did get hit by Mike Tyson, though, didn't you?
I did get hit by Mike Tyson in my thigh. He hit me in the thigh when I was jumping in to stop a fight. Bro. From this fighter taking one more shot, I jumped in. And
took that shot for him.
I took the shot. Yeah, it's a good thing was on my thigh. And
I wouldn't want to get hit by Mike Tyson anywhere.
Yeah, can you imagine it was below the belt?
It was below the belt.
But it was on my thigh, thank God.
Mm-hmm. Thank God, yeah.
Because otherwise I'd be screaming.
Oh, it'd be over.
He'd be singing like a girl.
That would be on YouTube. That would for sure. That would be the Mike Tyson versus Joe Cortez you hear about.
Hey guys, listen, we got more to talk about these heavyweight fighters and other fighters in the world. We're going to go into a brief commercial. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back on here with the Joe Cortez show. No, come on, the Fair but Firm show. I got to get the name out there anyway. So anyway, guys, we're back again here in Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world, and we have John and Shayna here, our guests, and they are special because they're two individuals that really have come a long way in life. They've had their ups and downs. We're going to have them on the show the week after next on the Fair but Firm show. And if not the Fair but Firm show, it'll be at the Joe Cortez show from Las Vegas, the entertainment capital show that we have here in Las Vegas. You're going to love it. And John, tell us a little bit about your background.
Oh, well, I appreciate you having me on here, Joe. I'm actually from St. Louis. I met Joe yesterday at a convention. He took me to the Department of Veterans Affairs, but what he was telling me is never give up on your dreams. And I just shared with him my testimony about being young and joining the military at a young age. And when I got out the military, I kind of started self-medicating myself with drugs and alcohol. Before I knew it, I was eating out of trash cans, homeless, nowhere to go, no one to turn to. And, I gave all that up by changing my mindset. And March 1st, 2013, I haven't looked back. Actually, the reason Joe took me to the Department of Veterans Affairs is I saw an opportunity because I work for the VA in St. Louis to be a peer support specialist, and that's kind of a unique opportunity to help motivate other veterans and let them know that they too can recover and chase their dreams. So Joe, I really appreciate him taking me to the VA here in Las Vegas. If everything works out, me and my beautiful wife will be moving here soon. So that's about it in a nutshell, Joe. I don't want to spoil your next show. You know what I mean?
No, very good, very good. No, we are very honored to have you guys here, and I met you guys yesterday. And by the way, you touched my heart. 15 minutes after meeting you, we're in my car on the way to the VA offices, to the Human Resources, where we met with an individual there, and it looked like promising. He says there any people like you out here with your degree and your inspiration and the person that you are. It looks like you have something going for you in Las Vegas. So I'm here to make sure it happens.
I greatly appreciate that, Joe.
And we have, what else is Shayna, his wife, Shayna, can tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I am actually born. I was born in Boston, Massachusetts. Shortly after, I'm going to say maybe teenage years, moved to New York and started doing plus size modeling. I was over 390 pounds, and it became very apparent that I was very much so unhealthy. And the doctors basically told me I have less than a year before complications were going to arise. So let's fast forward some. I met, at the time, my boyfriend John through network marketing, who's now my husband, and he started introducing to me the trim. And so I started drinking the trim, and I started losing some weight. We're going to fast forward even more. Altogether, I've lost 180 pounds. And I couldn't be more thankful for this journey, and there's no surgery involved. I, too, am in recovery. January 3rd, 2006 was my recovery date. I'm coming up on 14 years clean and sober. And so with, the support of all our friends and family, we're able to touch as many lives as we possibly can. And we're looking forward to helping more lost souls. That's kind of our goal in life. And we're looking forward to what Las Vegas has for us. I'm not sure they're ready for us, though. What do you think?
I think Las Vegas is ready for both of you. I mean, I see a lot of promising future, plenty of jobs out there. For you listeners out there, if you guys have any opportunities, tell us a little bit about your educational background.
I was a dropout from high school. I was moved around from home to home. That's a product of the Department of Social Services. And so when I started my drug use, I actually did not even consider going back to school, and I thought it was a waste of time. Once I got clean and sober, I realized how important it was. I walked into a GED testing center. They asked me if I was coming up to sign up for classes. I said, no, I want to take your test. Took the test, advanced in every subject, immediately enrolled in college, full-time college, taking a major and a minor, graduated a two-year course in under a year, graduated summa cum laude, and I am actually now working on my master's. I have maybe 50 credits to go, and I'm blessed that I could do it clean and sober.
Great. See, and that's what we're talking about, individuals that want to better themselves, follow their dream, and make their dreams happen. And I'm here, as you guys know me, I'm fair, but I'm firm, and I'm always trying to be fair with my new friends and try to get them on the right track. They know, you come to Las Vegas, I'm going to help you, but you got to help yourself as well.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to make sure that you guys go a long way. You're going to make it happen. I know you can.
Thank you, Joe.
You've gone this far in such a short period of time. You're an inspiration to so many of us. And I had him on the show this morning. To me, it's so special because there's a lot of listeners out there are probably saying sometimes you feel like you're down and out, but you're not going to take the full count. John and Shayna didn't take the full count. They got knocked down, but they got up before the count of 8, and they made it before the count of 10. They're ready to go, and you know what? Here we are going to New York. They just purchased the first home in St. Louis, Missouri, not too long ago. But now they're talking about putting it on the market because they love Las Vegas. And you know what? We welcome any individual who wants to really try hard and make it happen. In Las Vegas, we're here. We support you 100%. John, say a couple of words before we wrap it up.
I just want to say my life didn't get better by chance. It got better by change. Once I changed my mindset and I pursued my journey in life, I realized that my current situation ain't my final destination. The best is yet to come, Joe.
Well, you heard it there from John and Shayna. We're here in Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world, the boxing capital of the world. I want to thank my co-host, John Zimmer, engineers, John and Charlie Carrillo. Thank you so much. And remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch them up.
Fair but firm with the Hall of Fame boxing referee. I'm Joe Cortez for all of Las Vegas.
Come on, guys. Let's touch them up. Street fight. I'm Joe Cortez. Fair but firm.